The Phoenix Suns finished 45-37 on the season, number 4 in the Western Conference, traded away their entire bench to acquire Kevin Durant, only to make more changes in the offseason. What's next for the Phoenix Suns?
Oh my goodness. I will say this one thing. DeAndre Ayton, the number one move needs to be DeAndre Ayton. They cannot even set anything else in place, in my opinion, until they find a trade valuable enough for him. That's to be the first thing that they do. And then after that, then we'll talk about what they can do next. But that's the first thing. If they don't do nothing else, they got to do that one.
Oh yeah, DeAndre Ayton has been checked out probably for the whole season, but you know what? I think he gave it a good go, especially when
Yeah,
they acquired Kevin Durant. I think it kind
yeah.
of gave him a little bit more life. But at the end of the day, what we witnessed of DeAndre Ayton in the playoffs, it was a wrap. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just don't know his value now that other GMs are looking at how he played in the playoffs and how he gave up and checked out.
I think if they look at his history and not look at what he did recently, I believe that they'll know that he's valuable. And where the Suns, in my opinion, fumbled the bag with DeAndre Ayton and his ability and his desire to really want to play hard for them is when they didn't give him a contract. Not that he played his best then, I guess. But I think that DeAndre Ayton has something very special that he can offer to a roster. And I think the Suns just kind of, it didn't work. It didn't end up working out for them. He just needs to be in the right system. And I think he can probably be one of the best bigs in the league because he has the skill. I think he just needs the
Mhm.
right system for him. And where he feels valuable. Because I don't really think him and Monty Williams really, really kind of got it together in the end. So,
Yeah, well, DeAndre Ayton made $30 million. He's on that big contract. They basically gave him the money reluctantly,
yes,
but I do believe he has value. I just don't know the market. He's making $30 million, but I think the next move they need to consider CP3. CP3 made $28 million. Is 38-year-old who is always injured in the playoffs.
always.
That when you have a young bull like Campaign waiting, who pushed the pace and who kind of ignited the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs, I think you need to take a closer look at Campaign and maybe moving him into the starting lineup and shopping CP3 to see what you can get for him. Now he is high paid though. That's the thing. He's an old dog in the NBA, but he's just making way too much money at his size and at his age.
You know what? Because this upcoming year, his contract is partially guaranteed. I think he's eligible to get 15 million.
Okay.
The Suns will not gain anything from him. Waive, keep. It's their best bet is to go ahead and keep him on the roster because I don't think they'll
Mm.
get much from him for him. And they're going to be in a hole regardless, right? So my suggestion is because I think they need to do some adjustment to CP3's roster spot as well. But I would hope that he would know that his career is on the decline. Just because he's it's just because, right? And we can list the reasons why he's injured, right? So I would hope that he would want to transition into a more mentoring role. That's what I would say, right? Because he has qualities as a point guard, and some people call him point god, right? That I think can benefit a young up and coming uh, player, i.e., campaign. No, so keep him because they can't do nothing with him anyway. I mean, it relates to the money piece of it, and then have him as a mentor if that's what he wants to do, and groom campaign or another younger, more durable point guard. So yeah, something needs to happen to CP3. Whether or not if they are able to trade him and they get some pieces back from him that can be helpful. But I do believe that they do need a younger, more consistent, younger, more healthier, hopefully, point guard than what they get from CP3 for sure.
Yes, because they need someone younger because Devin Booker, he wants to get out and run and gun, and we
Yes,
witnessed
yes,
that when Campaign was pushing the pace,
yes,
you
exactly.
know?
And the way
Mhm.
the league is moving with the younger players moving faster anyway, the market for this slow, methodical type play in a point guard and summer guard is going to be pretty much obsolete. So, in some cases, and I think CP3 falls into that category that it's just time to shift, move on. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe he'll become an assistant coach. Maybe he will, do player development. And, they have their next levels or their next steps already outlined for them if they choose to go that route. And I think CP3 is going to end up doing that. So yeah. But to
Mhm.
be primary number one option as a point, not number one option, because y'all know that Devin Booker and KD is going to be the number one and two options, or number one A, one A, one B. I don't know how they're going to word it, but I'm talking about the point guard that controls the game. I don't know if it's going to be CP3. If it's best to be CP3 in the future.
Mhm. Okay. I think the Phoenix Suns need to upgrade at small forward because of Josh Okogie and Terrence Ross. I mean, they gave him some good minutes, but I'm just saying, Kyle Kuzma is available in
Oh
this
my gosh, Kyle
offseason.
Kuzma. What? Did you see what he did on the Wizards? Because I
Yes.
can tell you right now, the Wizards are going to be, as long as they have Bradley Beal there, it's done there. Bradley Beal, give me my money and where you need for me to be. Because other than that, that's it. So Kyle Kuzma gives me the impression that I want to win. I'm here to win, right?
Yes.
And I like Kyle Kuzma, and especially this more experienced Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
one. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that one.
yes, yes. As we go down the list, because we think DeAndre Ayton should be, you know, traded somehow,
Mhm.
the center spot will be wide open. Do you think Jacques Landale has earned the starting center spot, especially because they're not paying him that much?
No, maybe not earned the starting center spot, but most definitely number two in line. Most definitely should be the next one to come in. Yes. I think they need another center, but I don't think he should start. No. But they do need to retain him on their roster
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. For sure. Give him a couple of more seasons. Yeah. Oh, I can see it then, but yeah,
Hmm.
not initially. No.
I just think that there will be a lot of recency bias if we talk about Kevin Durant or if we talk about DeAndre Ayton in the playoffs. DeAndre Ayton didn't play well, and quiet as kept, KD didn't play well either. He may have scored a lot of points, but this was not vintage Kevin Durant that we witnessed in the playoffs.
No, I think the only one that really benefited from what the future looks like for them based off of what happened recently is going to be Devin Booker.
Yep. We talked about Kyle Kuzma being a fantastic wing player if the Suns decide to go that
Mhm.
route. But there's some other players that are going to be on the market this offseason. And I got to tip my hat to Nas Reed and John Collins. And we're talking about bigs. And we're talking about players who are always just kind of in trade talks. Those two players for sure. Fred Van Fleet would be a nice switcheroo from
Mm.
Chris Paul and Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson might look really nice in the Phoenix Suns fit as well.
I'm not mad at Jordan Clarkson anywhere. I think that he's done with. We're not talking about the Utah Jazz, but if you've watched Jordan Clarkson play with the Jazz in the last part of the season, he was pretty much done too. So, yeah, I can see there'll be some movement. And Jordan Clarkson, not on the Suns for me. No, I think they need someone more like a Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma
Interesting.
and then a facilitator like a Fred Van Fleet.
But Fred Van Fleet, hmm, I just still think they need somebody younger. Will
Younger
you
than Fred Van Fleet?
are you opposed to Tyus Jones?
Oh, I would like Tyus Jones, but I can't see him leaving the Grizzlies right now.
Okay.
We're talking about this offseason. Nah, maybe a couple more years, 2, 3
Okay.
more years. I think
Okay.
he would be at wits end being a second fiddle to Ja Morant.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch gears to the New York Knicks. Recently eliminated. Oh, no more orange and blue skies. I'll tell you that.
Oh, oh, but let me tell you something though. It was hard fought. I do appreciate the Knicks saying we're just not gonna lay down. Now you just ain't gonna take it from us. You're gonna have to go get it. And I appreciate that about them. I think
The
that
Knicks or Jalen Brunson?
oh, okay. I mean, well, Jalen Brunson does represent the Knicks. But when you put it in that way, Jalen Brunson. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Wow,
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
So Tom Thibodeau at the head of this 3 seasons with the New York Knicks. When they hired him, I said, "Oh, this is a perfect fit." I was on board for Tibbs. I think he should stick around though.
Me too. I don't think he needs to go. Not right now. I want him to experience what this roster looks like. For me, I think they should run it back. They may make
Yeah.
some minor changes, for some role players, but for the most part, I want them to run it back with Jalen Brunson being the number one option. I want to know what that looks like, and Julius
Yeah.
Randle accepting the fact that he's no longer it.
Well, that's the thing. And Tom Thibodeau is the perfect personality to have that hard conversation with Julius Randle. I mean, you can't put a Joe Mazzulla and have him have that conversation with Julius Randle. He'll eat him alive. Yeah, no, Tibbs. Tibbs is the one for that conversation. But you know what? He did get them to the conference semifinals for the first time in a long time.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, not only Jalen Brunson, but also Josh Hart, right? Hardenstein. Let's run. I just want to see this whole thing again. I want to see what that looks like again. Then let's talk about whether or not we need to blow it up. But right now, I can't say no. I can't say we can blow it up right now. Not
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. Definitely should run it back. I think they need to continue to develop quickly, right? They missed him in the
Yes,
last 2 games of the playoffs.
yes.
I don't know about RJ Barrett though. He might be a second. He might be a bench player, you know.
You know
I
though.
just think he might not be a starter for the New York Knicks.
Let me see. So I agree, and I can see a trade package being put together for RJ Barrett.
Ooh,
But I would not be mad if that trade package included John Collins.
John Collins. Can't go wrong with John Collins. You just
Yeah, yeah,
can't.
but yeah. So if there has to be a change made, I can see talks about RJ Barrett. I can see it. I can see him being a part of a trade discussion. Yeah, and you can probably slide in Obi Toppin as well, if it was up to me.
Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But again,
yeah.
you can't get rid of everybody, right? So, uh-huh.
I'm looking at Josh Hart playing a larger role
Yes,
once he's able to play a full season with the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau
yeah.
is able to see what he's able to do through a series of
Hmm.
82 games and not just a
Yes,
sample size. I
right.
think Josh Hart deserves to be a starter for the New York Knicks. And
Yeah,
now that might mean a smaller role for Quickly or RJ Barrett, but hey, it is
yeah.
what it is. I think Josh Hart has showed you that
Yes.
he fits in well with Jalen Brunson
Oh,
and
yeah.
Julius Randle in the starting lineup if they decide to keep him or whatever that case may be.
You know what though? But I do say I think they may need a couple of more shooters. They may need a couple of more shooters. Now maybe this will be a good fit for Jordan Clarkson off the
Oh,
bench.
okay.
Maybe, maybe. Woo, I can't wait to see. But again, Tibbs, you can hold out another season. Let me see what you can do with whatever y'all decide to keep, because I know you're gonna keep your core. And let's just see what it looks like for next season. That's all. That's where I am with the Knicks.